Pleasant day to each and every one of you, Hospitality Management students. Welcome to Hospitality Management Elective 1, Rooms Division Management and Control. This is Ma'am Venise Ocampo, your instructor in ELEC 1. For today's lesson, we are going to talk about the main functions of Rooms Division Management. So as mentioned in our last lesson video, that Rooms Division is the nerve center of a hotel. And basically, Rooms Division Department comprises of two departments, which are the Front Office Department and the Housekeeping Department. And it is also stated that Rooms Division Department generates more revenue than any other departments within the hotel. So for the learning objectives, in this lesson, you will be able to discuss the functions of different Rooms Division Department. Number 1 is the front desk. Number 2, the housekeeping department. Number 3 is the reservations. Number 4, the night audit. And the last one is the security department. So now let's begin. The functional areas under Rooms Division. Number 1 is the front office. So front office is also called the nerve center of the hotel. It can be defined as a front of the housing department located around the foyer and the lobby area of the hospitality property. So basically, front office is the most visible department in a hotel. And according to our last discussion, it is where the first and last impression of the guest happens. Front office personnel also have more contact with guests than any other staff in different departments. Because I've said a while ago that upon entering the hotel, aside from the security guards, you will first meet, you will meet the front office associates. And those persons will help you to your check-in procedure upon the check-out procedure. So from the check-in procedure of the arrival of the guest upon the guest departure. And of course, any other inquiries, concerns will be tackled by the front office associates. Next one is the housekeeping. As mentioned also in the last lesson video, that the housekeeping department, usually the largest department in terms of the number of people employed and headed by the executive housekeeper or director of services. Housekeeping department, it is being the department mostly responsible for the cleanliness, appearance, and condition of the entire hotel. This includes all the public areas in the hotel, the lobby area, the corridor area, the swimming pool area, the lounge area, and so on. So basically speaking, housekeeping department, in reality, they are the department which is involved in maintaining and cleaning the guest room. So katulong nila dito is the housekeeper together with the housekeeping services, the room attendant, and of course the housekeeping supervisor and the housekeeping manager or the housekeeper itself. So housekeeping department is considered a vital part of a rooms division. Why is it called the vital part? Because as mentioned in our last lesson video, that the main product of a hotel is the guest room. So since the main product of the hotel is a guest room, the main responsible in maintaining and cleaning the guest room to make it aesthetically pleasing to the guests is the housekeeping department. Not generally considered as part of a front office, but it works directly with the front desk to ensure that the main products of the hotel are ready for sale. So as mentioned a while ago, that the housekeeping department and the front office department should be always united and coordinated with one another. Another example of this, during our front office procedures subject, whenever there is a guest who will check out, the housekeeper will call to the front office department and vice versa. The front office department or the FO will call the housekeeping department that the room 107 is ready for checkout. So the housekeeper itself, okay, will go to a specified room, check the room, if there is a charges, damages with regards to the amenities and facilities inside the room. And of course, the housekeeper in return will call the front office associate. And as time goes by, okay, there is a process in the checkout procedure. So after na ma-clear si guest, the guest is already clear for checkout, and thereby, the checkout process is already ended. So it means that the housekeeping department and the front office department, okay, they should never break. Okay? There should never be divided. Okay? The front office department and the housekeeping department should always have an intact relationship with one another. Next one is the reservations. So when we say reservations, these are the first contact for the guest or person making the reservation. So again, the reservation can either be guest room reservation, okay? The guest is going to reserve a particular room, or it can be a reservation for a certain event, and so on. Although the contact may be by telephone, a distinct impression of the hotel is registered with the guest. So as mentioned also in our last lesson video, so in Reservations Department, reservations are the first contact for the guest or person making the reservation for the guest. So this reservation can either be guest room reservation, okay, or reservation for a specific event. Although the contact may be by telephone, a distinct impression of the hotel is registered with the guest. So it means, kapag nagpa-reserve ka through telephone, as mentioned also in our last lesson video, nararamdaman ni guest if you are giving him or her a quality service. Nararamdaman niya yung tono ng boses mo. If you are interested, if you are willing to perform services, kahit yaan is through telephone call. Okay? So, mas maganda that we should establish a clear communication, especially in the Reservations Department. Next one is the night audit. So, ano ba yung sinasabi natin na night audit? So, it is a mandatory area of a hotel as it is completely controls the transaction of the day. It checks all the reservations, discrepancies, post charges, generate folios, updates housekeeping status, and closes cash counters. So basically, si night audit, nandito si night auditor. So si night auditor, it is the first point of contact for the late night hotel guests and manages also many aspects of the guest visit. From the word itself, night audit. Ibig sabihin, all the guest transactions during late night, okay, sa gabi, so si night auditor yung gagawa ng mga tasks na yon. So the night auditor acts as a front desk agent. Okay? But of course, there is a added responsibility. So yun nga po yung kailangan niyang mag-balance ng report from the previous day shift. Okay? Kailangan niyang tingnan kung meron bang mga problema. Okay? Kailangan niyang tingnan if there are charges that it is need to be posted. Okay? Kailangan niyang i-update yung mga housekeeping status. Let's say, for example, kaka-check out lang ni room 103. Okay? So, dapat, kung hindi pa yun nalilinisan, it should be vacant dirty. Okay? Kapag nalinis na yun ni housekeeper, it should be vacant ready. Okay? The reports are extremely effective for maximizing the efficiency of the hotel. So, basically, si night audit, very important in order for us to determine nagmamatch ba? Kung balance ba yung mga transactions or the financial activities of the hotel within a particular day. Next slide is, okay, let's move on to the next slide. Loss Prevention and Security Department. So, it is very obvious from the term that when we say loss prevention, we are going to prevent here, or as much as possible, we should always maintain the security protocol strong. Ibig sabihin, we want our guests to feel secured, okay? We want our guests to feel safe, that the activities will help them to provide anticipatory safety measures, okay? Ibig sabihin, sa loss prevention, dito rin nakapaloob yung prevention when it comes to accidents, okay? We want to minimize waste, for example. We want to minimize the different problems that might occur during the hotel operation. So it says here, it is a very important department of a hotel industry. So each priority stands for the what we call safety and security of the guests. And of course, hindi lang doon natatapos. There should always be a safety and security also for the employees. Next slide is all about the Rooms Division Director. So, sino ba si Rooms Division Director? So, basically, he or she is held responsible by the General Manager for the efficient and effective leadership of the operations of all Rooms Division Department. So, si Rooms Division Director, so meron dito mga ilang concerns or mga responsibilities na kailangan niyang gampanan. So, financial responsibility, of course, under the Rooms Division, employee satisfaction goals, guest satisfaction goals, guest services, okay, guest relations, security, and gift shop. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng areas na to, or lahat ng components na to, ang may responsibility doon is si Rooms Division Director. So, the next one is the Night Auditor. The night auditor and his or her team wait until the hotel quiets down at about 1 a.m. and then begins the task of balancing the guest accounts receivable. So the following procedures here, okay, are the process of night auditing. Okay, so ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga night auditor during their shift. So number 1 is past discrepancies to shift managers in the morning. The room and tax charges are then posted to each folio and new balance shown. So basically, si night auditor, inaayos niya lahat ng mga discrepancy para the following day, yung morning shift, maging maayos lahat ng transactions. So yung room and tax charges should all be posted doon sa guest folio. Number 2 is run back reports. So that if the computer system fails, the hotel will have up-to-date information to operate a manual system. So it is very important na sa night auditor or sa lahat naman ng bagay or within the departments of the hotel, lahat ng files nila or reports should have a backup. Okay? Para in case na magkaroon ng system fail or system failure, okay? So ibig sabihin, meron pa rin tayo mga information na magagamit. Reconcile point of sale and PMS to guest account. If this does not balance, the auditor must balance it by investigating errors or omissions. This is done by checking that every departmental charge shows up on guest folio. So when we say reconcile, dapat tugma, okay? Dapat maging balance yung point of sale saka yung property management system ni guest account, which later on we will discuss what is PMS. Next one is complete and distribute the daily report. This report details the previous day activities and includes the vital information about the performance of the hotel. So basically, si night auditor, nagsasubmit din siya ng mga reports about sa mga activities na nangyari within the day doon sa hotel. And of course, yung mga vital information or yung iba pang mga mahahalagang information about the performance of a hotel. Next one is determine areas of the hotel where theft could potentially occur. So basically, dahil nga siya is night auditor, pwede ring maging report or gawa ng report ni night auditor yung ano ba yung mga areas within the hotel na potential yung theft. Okay? When we say theft, nakaw. Okay? So, pwede rin gawa ng report ni night audit yon. Next one is, the night audit team runs a preliminary reconciliation report that shows the total revenue generated from room and tax, banquets and catering, food and beverage outlets, and other incidentals. So basically, si night audit, okay, so ginagawan din niya ng report lahat ng mga aspects within the hotel na nag-generate ng revenue. Okay, so pwede for example, may nagpa-cater, merong event within the hotel, okay, so yung mga, for example, within the hotel, merong souvenir shop or gift shop. So, lahat dapat yun is nakalagay sa report ni night auditor. Next one is all errors on the report are investigated. So, si night auditor, okay, so iniimbestigahan din niya, tinitingnan din niyang mabuti lahat ng mga errors sa report. Next one is all changes are posted and balanced with the preliminary charges. So, dahil nga, di ba, meron na kayong subject na accounting business management, so, alam niyo na kung paano ba mag-balance ng mga transactions ni guest. A comparison of charges is carried out, matching preliminary with actual charges. So, it is very important to determine kung match ba, kung parehas ba yung mga charges na inilalagay natin or ini-input natin. Baka naman kasi mamaya merong mali, okay? May kulang tayong charge na nailagay sa guest folio o kaya naman minsan may mga sobrang charges na which is kailangan natin ma-minimize or ma-avoid. Total for credit charges or credit card charges, rooms operations, food and beverages, and incidentals are verified. So, trabaho din yun ni night auditor. Lahat ng mga credit card charges, okay? Lahat ng mga charges within F&B, and yung mga incidentals. Dapat lahat yun is naka-verified. So, next one is the team rolls the date. So, ano ba yung sinasabi natin ditong the team rolls the date? So, basically, when we say rolling, okay, or rolling days, these are the periods which is change daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on the circumstances. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung mga days na kung kailan, if there is a certain problem, okay, maiayos natin agad. Okay? And para ito is mai-forward natin sa pangalawang araw, okay, or sa mga susunod na araw, or sa mga kasunod natin na employees na may shift din in a particular day. Next one is the reservations. So when we say reservations, okay, the Reservations Department is headed by the Reservations Manager. So in many hotels today, it is on the same level as the front office manager and reports directly to the direction or director of the rooms division or the director of sales. So si Reservations Department, meron ding head person doon, which is the Reservation Manager. So si Reservation Manager and then si front office manager, meron silang same level ng trabaho. Okay? But then, they also have different responsibilities. So, reservations is the first contact for the guest or a person making the reservation for the guest. So, as mentioned earlier, okay, so, merong distinct impression sa hotel, etong si Reservation Department. Particularly, yung taong involved or employee na involved kay Reservations Department. So because of this, exceptional telephone manners and telemarketing skills are necessary. So, parang nangyayari dito, para kang call center agent. Okay? Na alam mo yung proper protocol on how to answer the call, on how to answer the guest inquiries, and of course, on how to end the call. So, next one is we have here the reservations. So, it is the sequence and relationship of the hotel guest reservation. So, as you can see in the figure, we have the guest. Okay? So, si guest, ang kasunod niya na process is yung Global Distribution System o yung GDS na tinatawag. So, ano ba si Global Distribution System? So, take note of this. So, when we say GDS, it is a worldwide, okay? It is a worldwide network system, okay, between the travel bookers and the suppliers. So, basically, si GDS, it is a computerized network system na pagmamay-ari ng isang company, which enables them na magkaroon ng transaction between the travel industry services and the hospitality industry. So, in this case, nagkakaroon ng communication about the products, about the availability of the product, about the price. Okay? So, example nito is yung mga online booking engines na wherein, through accessing the internet, okay, through accessing the different booking sites, we can book, okay, we can reserve a particular room. So, kasunod nun is the Central Reservation System. Ano ba si CRS na tinatawag natin? So, the CRS, it is a type of system designed for those working in hospitality industry. So, itong klaseng system na to is for hospitality industry. So, sa lahat ng mga nagtatrabaho sa hospitality industry. So, it allows those professionals, okay, to book travel arrangement for guests and view those details across all computers in the same system. Kasi when we work in hospitality industry, particularly in a hotel, meron tayo talagang system. Okay? Yung system na yon o yung software na yon, doon nakalagay lahat ng mga information, okay? Lahat ng mga necessary information about the book travel arrangements, okay? About a hotel arrangements or mga room arrangements. So, basically, paano gumagana si Central Reservation System? So, isa siyang software, okay, that maintains a hotel room availabilities, yung rates ng ating mga kwarto, nandun yung guest information, yung payment processing, and of course, the hotel information. So, basically, sa CRS, yung mga travelers, they can book reservation, okay? They can create their profiles. That's why, di ba, kapag nag-book tayo online, ini-input natin yung mga necessary information such as our name, our age, our birthday, our address, okay? And of course, yung ating mga payment details. And all of those are being gathered, okay? And of course, it is being saved in the system. So, sa hotel natin, nakasave na yung mga information na yun o yung database na yun. So, of course, the rooms management system. So, natakal na natin yan about the rooms division. And of course, the property management system. So, ano ba si PMS na tinatawag? So, si PMS, isa rin po siyang software. Okay? The property management system. So, it is a software application for the operations of hospitality accommodation and commercial residential properties. Okay? So, si PMS, from the word itself, property, so nakapaloob dito lahat ng mga operations and information na may kinalaman sa hospitality accommodation or sa mga lodging establishments. And not only that, si PMS pwede rin siyang gamitin ng mga manufacturing companies, ng local government, okay? At ng iba't iba pang mga companies or organizations. So, yun po yung tinatawag natin na sequence and relationship of hotel guest reservation. Sinasabi lang dito na ang reservation ni guest, marami siyang pinagdadaanan na system or na process. So, it says here, the Reservation Department generally works from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay? So, depende rin sa protocol ng company kung anong oras yung kanilang working hours. So, technically speaking, sa mga computer sites or sa mga hotel websites, pwede ka na rin doon magpa-reserve ng mga rooms mo without even talking to Reservations Department. Kaya nga lang po, since they have a specified working hours, so baka the following day nila masagot yon, or if they have an employee that works in a graveyard shift. O kaya naman yung iba gumagamit na sila ng mga chatbots or yung mga automatic na mga messages na nare-receive ni guests. So of course here, depending on the size of the hotel, several people may be employed in this important department. So sa Reservations Department, sabi nga natin, kailangan natin yung mga employees na merong telecommunication, okay, and telemarketing skills. The desired outcome of the Reservations Department is to exceed the guest expectations when they make reservation. So, ibig sabihin, from the moment we talk to our guests, okay, pag nagtanong sila, ano ba yung itsura ng executive room nyo? Okay? So, dapat ma-describe natin properly kay guests. So, kumbaga si Reservations Department, para na rin silang mga marketing team. Okay? Para na rin sila yung mga people na nagmamarket ng hotel natin. Because sometimes, may mga tao na magtatanong lang muna sila. They are going to inquire about a particular room, about a particular event na pwedeng ganapin sa isang hotel. So, ibig sabihin, kung hindi pa sila decided, you can help them decide. Okay? Based on the way, okay, you deliver those information and on how are you going to create a mutual communication towards the guests. So, this is achieved by selling all of the hotel rooms for the maximum possible dollars or peso and avoiding possible guest resentment of being overcharged. So, ayaw naman natin yun na ma-overcharge si guest or magkaroon ng discrepancy or problema with regards to the transaction and payment details. So, lahat yon kina-clarify ni Reservations Department. So, saan nga daw ba nanggagaling yung mga sources, okay, ng reservation? Ano-ano ba yung mga ways kung paano tayo makakapag-reserve? Of course, internet, corporate numbers, or yung mismong telephone number ng company or ng hotel. Of course, through travel agents, telephone to the same property, so it can be the fax, the letter, or the cable. Meeting planners, tour operators, referral from another company property, airport telephone, and of course, the walk-in. So, lahat ng to is na-encounter nyo na din during your front office procedure subject. So, we have two kinds of reservation. So, just a little recap. Ano ba yung tinatawag natin na confirmed reservation and guaranteed reservation? So, when we say confirmed reservation, these are the reservations made with sufficient time for the confirmation slip and to be returned to the client by mail or fax. So, ibig sabihin, itong confirmed reservation, it is being generated by the computer. So, syempre, gagamit ka ng computer, you have to use the printer, and of course, you have to indicate the confirmation number, yung date of arrival and departure ni guests, kung anong klaseng room yung kanyang binook, kung ilan sila, okay, how many number of guests, or the packs, okay, and of course, the number of beds, type of beds, and any special requests. So, all of that is included in the confirmed reservation. So, kaya lang siya magiging confirmed because the hotel, okay, the hotel should verify the booking kapag dala-dala na ni guest yung confirmation slip upon checking in. So, for the guaranteed reservation are given when the person making the reservation wishes to ensure that the reservation will be held. So, ibig sabihin, pag sinabi natin guaranteed, sure. Okay? So, this is arranged at the time the reservation is made and generally applies in situations when the guest is expected to arrive late. So, usually, gumagamit tayo dito ng mga credit card numbers. Okay? We need to guarantee the payment of the room, the person being billed. Okay? So, ibig sabihin dito, the hotel agrees to hold a room even for a late arrival of the guest. So, ang kainaman or ang importansya ng guaranteed reservation is that the guest will more likely cancel. So, ibig sabihin, mas magdadalawang isip mag-cancel si guest, okay? Mas magdadalawang isip siya na hindi lumitaw during the specified booking. Because, syempre kapag na-guaranteed na yung reservation natin, okay? O kaya naman, na-deduct na yung payment. So, if ever man na magkakaroon ng cancellation, nakasaad naman yon sa hotel policy, kung ano yung mga karampatan na pwedeng mangyari. So, next one is the security loss and prevention. So, as mentioned earlier, so this is responsible or this department is responsible for maintaining the security alarm systems and implementing procedures aimed at protecting the personal property of the guests and employees and of course the hotel itself. So dito sa security and loss prevention, we just need to provide guest protection and loss prevention because those two things are essential, okay, sa isang lodging establishment. Kahit yan is malaking establishment, kahit yan is malaking hotel, maliit na hotel, or medium-sized hotel, we should implement yung high degree of security and loss prevention in order for us to prevent yung mga violent crimes, okay, na pwedeng makaapekto sa ating mga guests at sa ating mga employees. So in this case, meron tayong tinatawag na comprehensive security plan. So ano ba yung comprehensive security plan? So basically, ang kailangan na gumawa nito is yung mga security officers. So example, these officers should make irregular rounds of the hotel premises. So kailangan nila mag-rounds to see kung okay ba yung iba't ibang premises sa hotel, okay, kung safe ba, kung may nangyari ba na problem. So including na dyan yung guest floor, corridors, public and private function rooms, parking areas, and offices. So it is also the duty of the security officer to observe yung mga suspicious behavior and taking appropriate actions, investigating the incident, and cooperating with the local law enforcement agencies. So kaya nga 'di ba, sa mga competencies or qualifications na kinukuha nyo kay TESDA, laging included doon how are you going to handle yung mga guests na let's say nakainom, yung mga guests na let's say intoxicated, okay? Yung mga guests na for example, medyo suspicious yung kanyang behavior, paano natin sila, okay? Paano natin sila i-handle at paano tayo gagawa ng appropriate actions para ma-lessen natin yung risk. So, two-way radios between security staff are common. So, nowadays, gumagamit pa rin talaga tayo ng radios. So, closed-circuit television cameras are used in out-of-the-way corridors, doorways, as well as in food, liquor, and storage areas. So, yung tinatawag natin na CCTV cameras. So, sa lahat ng areas sa hotel, of course, except the guest room. So, lahat po yun is merong CCTV. Smoke detectors and fire alarms, which increase the safety of the guests, are requirement in every part of the hotel by law. So, kaya nga po, doon sa ating mga rooms, nakaspecify doon that this room is a non-smoking room. So, ibig sabihin, smoking is strictly prohibited. Bawal mag-smoke si guest inside the room. Unless, if your room has a veranda, may balcony, okay, so pwedeng mag-smoke outside. Pero inside the room, pinagbabawal po talaga. So, in case na labagin ni guest yun, okay, so merong karampatan na parusa or consequence. It depends upon the hotel policy. Electronic key cards offer superior room security. Key cards typically do not list the name of the hotel or the room number. So basically, kapag binigyan ka ng key card, okay, or yung electronic key card, wala naman doon yung pangalan ni guest. So nakalagay lang sa key card is yung mismong, let's say, pag tinap lang natin siya sa door, mag-o-open na yung door. Kaya lang, syempre, that key card is not available to share sa iba't ibang tao. Okay? Baka naman kasi mamaya nakaibigan na, okay? Or halimbawa, naging friend na ni ni guest number 1, si guest number 2 sa kabilang room, and nag-share na sila ng keycard. So, those things are not appropriate at hindi yun po pwede. So, yung electronic keycard na ibibigay ni FO kay guest, so para lang yun kay guest mismo. Okay? And dapat yung keycard na yun is laging secured. So, if ever man na mawala yung keycard, okay, so ire-report natin agad siya kay FO, and in return, so pwedeng palitan ni FO yun, kaya lang kapag nawala ni guest talaga yung keycard, meron talagang payment. Okay? So, if lost or stolen, the key is not really traceable. Hindi siya madaling matrace. Okay? So, in addition, most of the keycard system record every entry in and out of the room of the computer for further reference. So, ibig sabihin, once na lumabas tayo ng room, pumasok tayo ng room, nadedetect yun ni keycard system. Next one is the safety procedure. So, kung meron tayong security procedure, meron din naman pong safety procedure. So, example, front desk agents help maintain security by not allowing guests to re-enter their room once they have checked out. So, of course, kapag si guest is nag-check out na, okay, lumabas na siya ng room, na-process na yung kanyang check-out, okay, hindi na siya pwedeng bumalik ulit sa room. Kung meron mang nakalimutan si guest, so si housekeeper ang in charge para kumuha nun or para tumingin nun. This prevents any loss of hotel property by guests. That's why, naging standard operating procedure or protocol na bago si guest umalis sa hotel, chine-check muna ni housekeeper kung maayos ba yung room, kung meron bang mga damages sa linen, okay? Kung meron bang mga damages sa amenities or sa mga gamit inside the room. Siyempre, kung wala, so mas maganda na mabilis yung maging process sa pag-check out ni guest. So, if ever na merong nawala inside the room, okay, kung meron mang, for example, may mga stained linen, so yun is itatawag ni housekeeper kay FO. And in return, si FO, sasabihin niya yun kay guest. Okay, para maging informed din si guest. Security officers should be able to gain access to guest rooms, storerooms, and offices at all times. So, syempre, security officers, meron din silang access o meron din silang master key. Kaya lang, syempre, they are prohibited to enter the room once na merong mga guests na naka-check-in doon. Okay? So, gagamitin lang nila yung mga master key card nila if ever may mga incidents na hindi natin inaasahan or mga emergencies. So, security staff develop catastrophe plan to ensure staff and guests' safety and to minimize direct and indirect cause of disaster. So, catastrophe plan, so dito nakasaad, for example, may nangyaring bagyo, may nangyaring lindol, okay? So, ano yung mga dapat na gawin ng security department? So, in order for them na ma-minimize yung mga direct and indirect cause na pwedeng mangyari. So, the catastrophe plan reviews insurance policies, analyzes physical facilities, and evaluates possible disaster scenarios. So, as mentioned a while ago. So, and the last one is the identification procedure. So, ano ba yung sinasabi nating identification procedure? So, the identification procedure, so the identification cards with photograph should be issued to all employees. So, alam naman po natin yan, that when we work in a certain company or a certain establishment, for example, hotel, meron talaga tayong ID. Okay? At yung ID na yon, may nakalagay doon ng mga details such as our name, our address, okay? Yung contact number, okay? Contact number nyo at yung contact number ng inyong guardian. In case na magkaroon ng emergency, sila yung pwede nating tawagan. Okay? And most likely, yung ibang mga ID cards ngayon, meron na ring blood type. Okay? In case na merong accidents na mangyari. So, name tag for employees who are likely to have contact with guests not only project a friendly image for the property but are also useful for security reasons. So, syempre, yung mga employees, di ba? Nakikipag-interact sila kay guests, nakikipag-usap sila. Usually, yung mga front of the house employees. So, it is very important na meron silang ID. Okay? Para makilala din sila ni guests. Kung hindi man ID, meron silang nameplate. So, sa nameplate, nakalagay doon yung pangalan nila at kung saang department sila naka-assign and of course, their position. So for example, Ocampo Ara Venise, front office manager. So nakalagay siya dun sa nameplate. So that concludes our lesson, which is the module 1.3, main functions of rooms division management. So if ever there is a points that you miss, so you can always replay the video, okay? Just rewatch it in YouTube or even download it for further references. So I hope you understand our lesson for today, and we will have a further discussions, or if you have any questions and inquiries, we can tackle it during our Zoom class. Thank you so much for listening and watching our lesson video for today, and see you again next time. Goodbye and keep safe.